What's up, guys? This is Emmanuel from TeamDBZ Biscuit, and today we're coming at you with a Odd Eyes deck profile. But before we jump into this deck profile, if you're new to the channel, be sure to gun that like button, and also to be sure to final flash the subscribe button, and also to be sure to check out the Patreon and other links in the description box below if you want to support the channel. Man, I've been loving all this support that Odd Eyes has been given. There's so many people starting to see the power of Odd Eyes. So let's jump into this deck profile. Let's see what we're coming at you with. We're going to run 3 of our main Odd Eyes monster. Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon is the main pendulum monster you want to have in your scale. It's going to help you to get all of your Odd Eyes to circulating the way you want to. It's going to help them keep special summoning and keep getting the plays going the way you want to. I'm also running 1 of the OG Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon and 1 of the Odd Eyes Phantom Dragon. These two are very they're needed for their names. Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon, his effect in the pen scale can be useful, but mainly he's just made for a beater. You don't have to really, do too much with him. Odd Eyes Phantom, he's good for being in the pen scale also. He's going to help you give your other monsters a 1200 attack point boost in battle, very useful. And if he's pendulum summoned, if you got 2 Odd Eyes in your pendulum scale, you can do that extra burn damage. So he's very, very useful. Running 2 Odd Eyes Persona Dragon, good for hating on those extra deck monster effects that your opponent might be, trying to really get on your nerves with. Also, too, being a low scale can be helpful for getting out the monsters that you want to get out on the pen summon. We're also running the 1 mascot of the deck, Odd Eyes Mirage Dragon. A lot of people don't like him for what he is. They think he doesn't do too much, but the fact that he can be normal summon searched for the Odd Eyes, very useful, helpful, and helps you get a lot of your plays going the way you want to. We're also running 1 Perform Power Odd Eyes Dissolver and 1 Perform Power Odd Eyes Synchron. These two are very useful for helping you get into your fusion plays, your synchro plays. Depending on how you want to use them, they both can help to do fusion summons and synchro summons out of the pen scale, and also they can fuse with pen scale monsters, so that's very, very helpful. We're also running 3 Chronograph Sorcerer and the 1 Time Gazer. This is just to help to be the turbo engine for the deck, just to make sure we can get these cards out as fast as possible. Plus 2 of Chronograph Sorcerer, if there's a card destroyed while he's in your hand, special summoning, being able to special summon another monster is useful. And Time Gazer, being able to protect the pen scale, is helpful also. We're also running 3 Dark Worm, and we're actually running 2 of the donuts this time. I need more calories. I need to gain some more weight so I can get that bench press up. We got to get our coffee time right. But Dark Worm is just needed for any pendulum deck. Being able to special summon out of the graveyard when you control no monsters is very, very helpful. The 2 Gate Zero is actually needed for the deck now. Like we got the Art Sky Iris, it does the pop, but the fact that he can pop, being able to place itself back in the pen scale, being able to bring out other monsters from out of the extra deck is helpful for the game plan and help to get the Odd Eyes fusions, the Odd Eyes Synchrons, and things like that we want to get the plays we want to, and just keep Art Pendulum effect rolling at all times. And lastly, for the deck, I'm running 1 Abyss Actor Curtain Raiser. Abyss Actor Curtain Raiser is just helpful for being able to get that extra special summon. If you don't have the Dark Worm, use him. Also, too, it's only used once per turn, so I only use 1 of them. But that's it for the monsters. For the spell cards, I'm running 1 Odd Eyes Fusion. This card is very useful, can helpful if you're going second. The deck goes well with going second, so if your opponent has 2 or more monsters over there, use materials out of your extra deck if you want to, and just go into a fusion summon, get your Vortex out there, and just start beating your opponent over the head. Also run 3 Allure Darkness. We want to turbo through the deck as fast as possible. We got plenty of dark monsters in the deck. If we have a monster that we don't really need the time, pitch it out, banish it on out, draw 2 cards, just keep the deck going. Also running 1 Sacred Sword, 7 stars, the same theory behind Allure Darkness. If you have a level 7 monster that you're not needing at the moment in time, banish it on out, just keep drawing. Also running the 1 Upstart Goblin and the 1 Into the Void. These are just good generic just draws. You know, you're gonna get that 1 draw. Just make sure with Into the Void you make sure you get your hand cleared out, or whatever you send into the graveyard you can get back with your Arc Pendulum Sky Iris plays. We're also running 3 of the best searcher in the game. I'm telling you guys, this is the best searcher in the game. Spiral Flame Strike, being able to help us to get any of our level 7 odd eyes to the hand as fast as possible. Very helpful. Also too, if we have, you know, some of them on top of the extra deck, grab them back too, depending on what you need. Also too, if you have odd eyes on the field somewhere, being able to destroy a problematic card can be very useful and helpful to you. I'm running 2 Summoner's Arc. Summoner's Arc is just used, you know, want to get to that Arc Pendulum as fast as possible. There are going to be times that you're going to end up spinning, you know, your Arc Pendulum back into the deck so that you don't run out of them. So it can be very useful by doing that also. I'm only running 1 Duelist Alliance. Duelist Alliance is once per turn effect. I don't like running cards I can receive multiples of that can be like that. So I like to run this at 1. It helps me get my Arc Pendulum and my OG Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon to the hand as fast as possible. So it's useful for what it is. I'm also running 1 Set Rotation, 1 Terraforming, 3 Sky Iris, and a Dragon Ravine. I put in the Set Rotation again because people are starting to like to run Evenly Matched, and this is a counter to Evenly Matched. It can be very useful doing that. You usually want to set it on the back row. Whenever your opponent decides to say Evenly Matched, you can make sure that you have a card on their side of the field also. But the thing about it is, it's just it's helping to get to the field spells as fast as possible. Be able to make sure we can get that Sky Iris, because we want to be able to get to the Sky Iris. 1 Terraforming is good for doing that, but I wanted to have a little bit more consistency, a little bit more speed to the deck, and also have a defensive measure depending on what plays my opponent's wanting to make, and being able to also lock them out sometimes can be very useful. Just be sure that if you do play this, you have a way to get off that other card, because if they lock you out, you're not going to be too happy if they clear off your Sky Iris or whatever. And lastly, for the spell cards, running 1 Foolish Burial, 1 Dragon Shrine. This is to make sure we get that Dark Worm to the graveyard as fast as possible. Also to any of the other dragons that we might want to send to the graveyard, we can do it and revive them back with the Arc Pendulum when the monster is destroyed or Odd Eyes is destroyed. But that's it for the main deck. For the extra deck, running 1 Performing Power Gatling Ghoul and 2 Odd Eyes Vortex Dragon. I like this little fusion lineup. Gatling Ghoul is just good for making sure we get that extra burn damage in. To me, I really like this card a lot. It's a pretty nifty card. It can do a lot of damage when it wants to. And the Vortex Dragon, this is our main boss monster. This is the card that's going to be doing all the work for us. We want to get it out there properly fusion summon. This is the build that you want to get it properly fusion summon in. You don't want to send it with absolute unless you absolutely have to. But if you have to, absolutely do it. But Odd Eyes Vortex Dragon is just going to be that card that's going to keep coming out in defense mode. We're going to bait out your opponent with all their stuff and just grind your opponent down in a long grind game matchup. If they can't get rid of Vortex, you get in that game. We're also running 1 Borlo Savage Dragon, 1 Odd Eyes Meteor Burst, and 1 FA Dom Dragster. Borlo Savage Dragon just could be a pain in the butt. He can just make sure that he can just say negate. Your opponent's just gonna have to take it. Meteor Burst is gonna hate on that battle phase. And we got FA Dom Dragster hating on spell and trap cards. We got 1 Odd Eyes Absolute Dragon, 1 number 11 Big Eye, and the 1 Abyss Dweller. Absolute Dragon is just all around good for making sure we get those negates in the battle phase. Also too, when he's sent to the graveyard, just being able to special summon one of your Odd Eyes from out of the extra deck is very helpful, very useful. You got Big Eye, just being able to snatch steal your opponent's stuff. They just don't see it coming. Let them, if they don't take you out, take their monster, beat them over the head with, beat them right in the biscuit. You got Abyss Dweller. There's still going to be some graveyard effects popping off, so we're just going to need to put that on lockdown. I had to dig into Binder a little bit because things are getting a little hairy. in the meta, and it's just what we have to do since we don't have, you know, Electrum no more. But I'm running 1 Hermetic Seal of Heavenly Spheres, our Dragon Balls, and 1 IP Masquerena. This too, I think, is a very good little lineup right now. I mean, you can switch this out depending on what you want to play. But the interruptions really help out a lot for the deck. It really does. It's something that you want to do. You can go into beatdown mode, but sometimes you have to actually outskill your opponent sometimes too. You got Hermetic Seal, your Dragon Balls, you make a wish, it's going to come true. You got IP, she's going to be able to tag out, and when you tag out, you're going to make your opponent get the sad face. But the waifu tax is very heavy. It's very heavy, I'm telling you. So if you don't have this, switch out for whatever you want to. But if you pull this, most definitely put it in the deck. I'm running 1 Nightmare Unicorn, and I introduced back, like I said, I had to dig into the binder. The BLS Soldier, you know, this guy, he is good. Deco Talker, he's doing him work too, but right now, pure build, you gotta have this in there. You need it in there. You won't be able to put in some beatdown work. The non-targeting removal is very helpful. Backing it up with the other cards, this card can be very problematic with your opponent. Unicorn, very useful for being able to spin back problematic cards. Very helpful. And lastly, for the extra deck, running 1 Appaloosa Bow of the Goddess and 1 Vortex Dragon. Like I said, you got IP. You're going to want to be able to tag out, get as many interruptions as you possibly can. Appaloosa is one of those cards that's being stupid right now. They need to go ahead and reprint it. If they're not reprinting it, they need to do something. But Appaloosa, just being able to make sure that you can get the negates that you need to negate the monster effects that can be very problematic to you. And you got Vortex Dragon for just whenever your opponent gets some crazy monster over there, go ahead and snatch steal that thing or drop down their life or attack points so you can just go ahead and take them out. But that's it for the deck profile, guys. Leave a comment in the comment section below. Let us know what you think. Also, too, be sure to check out the Patreon. If you want to help support the channel, check it out. Also, check out the links in the description box below. Thank you guys for all your love and support. We're out.